Hello, my beautiful angels, starseeds, and dreamers. Welcome back. My name is Violeta. This is a timeless tarot reading, so whenever you find it, it's for you. If it doesn't resonate, leave it. If it does, great. Let me know in the comments. And yeah, it's all zodiac signs also. Checking the mic. Okay, today Spirit told me to do something weird, so I'm gonna do it. Spirit told me to dive into your person's psyche, okay? So if you're dealing with someone right now, or if someone just popped up into your brain as being your person or a person of importance, this reading is so that we can confirmation verb, dive into their psyche, okay? So it's going to be really intense and really detailed, okay? So let's see. What is this person about? It ended with this person. You're in some kind of separation, some kind of distance. This is death. And your connection with this person is transforming. It's transforming heavily at the moment. The Hierophant and death together. This is a very spiritual connection. They're trying to reconnect to their soul, almost, to their intuition. They're going through some kind of transformation that is highly spiritual. Ten of Swords in reverse. They're getting over this betrayal, this heartbreak, this horrible thing. And I'm hearing a lot of those. It's almost like they've been betrayed and hurt so many times that it's like they're always expecting it to happen again. Wheel of Fortune. But this is changing. The thing is, this person is trying to change that cycle of betrayal, that cycle of hurt. They're trying, it's almost like hurt people. So this person is hurt, so they hurt others as well, or you maybe, they hurt you. But this is changing. They're trying to change it for sure. The Sun, because they want to be happy. This person really desperately wants to be happy. It's really hard for them too, because justice. They are a just person. They know what people deserve and what they don't deserve. They know what you deserve too. You deserve to be happy. They see you as someone who deserves to be happy. And it's almost like if they can't give you this happiness, they would rather not be there at all. It's almost like they want you to be happy above all. The Hermit. Guys, these are major arcanas. This person is going through something huge right now. They're introspecting, they're going back into their cave, they're doing maybe inner work, shadow work. The thing is, this is highly spiritual for them, probably even uncomfortable, because it's so spiritual. Yeah, they want to win this. They're seeing this transformation, this kind of inner work, this healing as a sort of a game. They want to win the game. Okay. They want to win the game. They want to be a winner. Something fell, and it's a receipt with 40. 4, like something 4 for sure. So yeah, they're going through this major transformation in the moment. they're accessing the truth, and the truth is Ace of Swords and Four of Cups, that they're never satisfied with anything that's offered to them. They're never satisfied with anything. It's never enough, because I'm hearing they're not enough. They feel like they're not enough, so nothing in their life is enough. It's almost like nothing is good enough because they're not good enough. They're looking for the truth. They're realizing the truth that they weren't fair to you, that at first they thought it wasn't enough, it wasn't good enough, it wasn't for them. But now they realize they're not good. The Magician, they're manifesting something. They're trying to come back into balance, into like they're trying to take back control, take their life into their own hands, to use the tools they have to be able to figure this out, because this is a huge thing. Knight of Cups, they're trying to manifest a situation with you where you would consider their offer, or consider their small offering of peace, maybe, because you are in separation right now, and it's like they're wondering if you would be willing to be open to them, even though they rejected you before. They made you feel rejected before, right? And so now if they offer, what's that saying about them? Why did they reject you before but now they're offering? Like, it doesn't make any sense, right? And so they're like, what am I even doing right now? They're juggling so many things and so many responsibilities. They're juggling this decision. They're like, should I, shouldn't I? What should I do? They're always indecisive, this one. Yeah, they're sneaking around. Seven of Swords, they're sneaking around. They're trying to sweep something under the rug. They're trying to bypass some kind of boundaries. They're still in their, they're still doing their tricks. They're so used to tricking people into thinking, doing what they want, that they're not yet out of this energy. It didn't work with you because you were disappointed in that kind of energy. You thought they could do so much better, but they didn't. They regret what happened with you. They regret it. They truly regret it. They wish it could have been different. They wish it could have been purer. They wish it could have been love. It could be, but that's up to them if they can change their energy, if they can come correct. If they come to you if in this low vibration energy toxicity, the old them, you're not going to allow that. Page of Wands. They're trying to reconnect to their passion, to the beginnings where they should have gone for what they were passionate about. Judgment. They're being reborn into a new version of themselves. But I'm hearing they're trying to keep people in their life that don't belong there. It's almost like they're fighting to transform, but they don't see that they're clinging on to things that are blocking their transformation. Does that make sense? Ace of Wands in reverse. Yeah, they're obsessed with this kind of process, and with you, they're obsessed because you're the Empress. They see how abundant you are. It doesn't matter the gender. How abundant you are, how sure you are, how strong you are. They love all this about you. They can see such potential in you, but it wasn't enough before. Why now? You're their wish fulfillment. You're their wish, but see this person being defensive, They weren't ready for that wish to come true, or they thought they were, but they ended up sabotaging it. They really, really messed this up. And now they're sad. 10 of Cups in reverse. Now they're sad because it ended badly, and that it ended on a sour note where they didn't want to end it, but it happened, the Star, because they needed to heal. They needed to heal, and they were trying to make you help them, if that makes sense. Like they were trying to get some of your light to heal themselves, but that's not how it works. They're supposed to build up a light of their own. Knight of Wands. They still have a bit of a player in them. They're not ready for commitment. Not yet. Six of Swords in reverse. They're not ready to move on. They're not ready to move on. Okay, this is the upper layer, okay? 1, 1, 1, 1. So after this upper layer, I would like to do some note cards to see what kind of messages want to come out. And then we're going to do some other things, okay? We're going to go really deep. So what is in this person's psyche? One night stand. They might regret some kind of indiscretion, one night stand, some kind of mistake that they made. Now they're thinking about it, and they're thinking about it. They're thinking about what that says about them and what it means about you. Foundational shift. I'm telling you, this person is really, really reforming like you were before, you know? You were reforming everything about yourself to heal, to grow, to evolve. And now they're doing the same thing, which is great. Good for them that they stopped, you know, resisting and finally managed to embrace the shift. 3, 2, 1, go. They're getting ready to do something. They're getting ready to do something. What are they, what do they want to do? What do they want to do? Your wish is my command. Your wish is my command. They want to do something that you asked them for or unconsciously asked them for. They want to make you happy. It's almost like this person is doing things to please you and missing the point that they're supposed to please themselves. A fresh perspective is coming. Maybe this person wants to reveal something that they haven't revealed before to you, some kind of truth, some kind of other perspective that you weren't aware of before because they were holding so much information back from you. Your wish is my command. Follow your North Star. You're their North Star. They follow you constantly because you're an example of how healing is possible, of how anything is possible, change is possible. This person loves this about you, how resilient, strong you are, how shiny, how bright, how brave. Lack of trust. You don't trust this person, but they don't trust themselves either. This is deep in their subconscious, okay? They don't trust themselves to make this work. This is really deep. This is a deep, deep block that they need to heal before they try anything with anybody, least of all you. They don't trust themselves that they can sustain it. Don't try, do. They're so tired of trying. They just want to do things. They might do something impulsive, we'll see, but I've never felt such a deep love for someone. See, they do love you, but they don't trust themselves to be able to give you what you need, give you what you deserve. Because remember, they are a just person. You made it up in your head. They made something up or you made something up, but I feel like this person is the kind of person who makes things up in their head. So for example, they might think, oh, this person can never love me, or oh, this person is a player because, you know, there's constantly people around them, or oh, this could never work because such and such, or they don't have faith in your connection for some reason, and they, it's almost like they live in a fantasy of their own, that they're not deserving or they're not capable. They're constructing stories about themselves in their mind that's blocking your connection. I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you. They really want your forgiveness. They know they hurt you. They know they hurt you, but protect your energy. They know you're protecting yourself. It's not like they can charge in and be like, I've changed, look at me. You know, you're going to be able to tell if they've changed or not. And I have a feeling this person has a lot more work to do. A lot more work to do. Let's see some of the oracles, and then I'm going to show you what I made, something new, because I love making new things. And oh my god, this person really wants to talk to you. My nose is itching like crazy itching. Okay, my favorite, I'm going to use my favorite oracles, and then I can use one of the new ones. Okay, so let's see what's in this person's psyche. The gatherer. This person gathers things. They hoard things. They gather things from people. It's not that they use people, but they kind of do. They gather things from people for their ego, for validation, for their comfort. In a way, they are a user, because they use people's energy, light, sometimes validation, ego boosts, you know, that kind of thing. They gather people. It's almost like they collect people to boost their ego, because their ego is inflated because of their lack of worth. So inside, they feel like they're not worthy, so they present this front of, look at me, I'm the bee's knees, you know. And they prove that by surrounding themselves with people who stroke their ego, right? Gatherer. They gather people. The sacrifice in reverse. They're not willing to sacrifice this way of life just yet, because they know it would be a sacrifice if they wanted to come to you. Stand still. They're at a stalemate because they can't, and 4-4 by the way, because they can't give up this way of life yet. It's like they really, really love you and regret everything that happened with you, but they're not ready to give up that life. They really want to talk to you. The rattle in reverse. You're like this kind of divine shakeup. You're meant to wake them up from their dream, from the matrix, from everything they've created in their head, from the fantasies, illusions of who they are, of their, you know, you're meant to shake them up. They're resisting it still. Thunder in reverse. They're doing anything in their power to avoid another tower moment. They're really not seeing how everything they do and everything they construct their world around affects their inner world, how they feel, how they present in the world, how everything is connected. They don't see the inner and outer connections. And that's why they're still kind of stuck in this, ego world, ego-based world. And you're outside of that, the witness. They're witnessing you being able to come outside of yourself, or be more balanced, or be more grounded, or be more neutral. They're witnessing you healing and growing and evolving, and they're wondering what it would be like for them to evolve like that too. The crow, messenger. They might want to talk to you about something, give you some kind of fresh perspective about them that you didn't see before. This card is 33, magic, because they see you as magic. They see you as some kind of magical being who can not fix their life, but you know what I mean. You can see things, you're magical, you can feel things. Ego in reverse. They see how high you fly, and they wonder if they can ever fly that high, because they doubt it. They don't trust themselves to be that high. Upper world in reverse. They're resisting the connection to their intuition. They're hearing the call, they're hearing the whispers, but they're resisting it for some reason. The ghost dance. You two are dancing around each other, haunting each other constantly, but you can't come together until you heal, both of you. And you're already so healed and so high, and this person is still down and looking up and wondering, how can I ever be there with them? How can I ever? The circle in reverse. This person, the circle of people they've surrounded themselves with is detrimental to their growth. It's almost like they've surrounded themselves with all the low vibrational people they could find, and now how can they heal with these people around them who don't want to heal either? It's almost like this comfort blanket where they're like, well, these people don't want to heal. These people are okay like that. I'm like them. They're comfortable in seeing them, their resistance reflected in everyone around them. They're pleasing others by not evolving, because others don't want them to evolve. They're pleasing everyone. But are they pleased themselves? Like, are they happy themselves? I don't think so. I think this person is kind of numb. I'm feeling this kind of numb energy from them, to be honest. That feels really uncomfortable in my body. Like, I don't like this kind of feeling, because maybe I felt it many years ago when I kind of hated myself and didn't accept myself as I was. And when I was in these toxic situations and groups of people and just was very unhappy with my life, but I was numbing it with alcohol and, you know, all the things. I feel like this person is numb right now. I don't know if they're even realizing, yes, they are going through some kind of transformation, but it's almost like they're also resisting it at the same time. It's almost like, okay, let's take a step forward, but then take a step back. Maybe I can do this, well, maybe I can't. You know, that kind of thing, juggling, indecision, insecurity. Can I do this? I don't have that magic, that kind of magic. How can I? But they do. They just have to listen to it and surrender to it, but they're too into control. They really want to control this, but it's not controllable. Inner knowing, trust your inner wisdom, it will guide you on the right path. This is the thing. They really need to listen to their inner knowing like you do. You always listen to your intuition, and it always brings you to places that you love. But this person they think they know better. They think their ego knows better than their intuition, basically. Protection through intuition. Your intuition shields you from harm. Trust its warnings. This person is getting all kinds of intuitive warnings that they're not listening to. Their intuition is so spot on, but they're so stubborn and don't want to listen to it. Intuitive healing, a third intuition card. Your intuition guides you toward deep inner healing. Guys, this is a huge deck, and this is already 3 intuition cards. This person really, really needs to listen to their intuition, and they don't want to, because their intuition is correct about whatever it's telling them. Inner strength. Intuition thrives on inner strength. Trust yourself more. They need to trust themselves. But they don't trust themselves. That's the problem. They don't trust themselves to know what their intuition is saying even. Light of awareness. The light of awareness sharpens your intuition. They're trying to access their light. They're like, where is my light? What is my light? You know? Heartfelt guidance. Intuition comes from deep within. Cherished and trust its guidance. They need to open their heart more. They've been so blocked in their heart and in their intuition that they've become this numb being in the world. They've completely obfuscated their light. They've completely, it's almost like they're presenting a shell of themselves. They've constructed their shell and they're presenting it to the world, but it's not real. It's a fantasy. It's whatever anyone wants to see, right? And whatever they want others to see. It's this egoic thing that's in the way of true healing, true growth, true, I don't know. Mirror of truth. Intuition reflects the truth like a mirror. Trust what you perceive. I think this is some kind of intuition deck. So intuitive oracle cards, yeah. So forget what I said earlier about the intuition. Obviously, everything is about the intuition in this deck, but there's a reason why I grabbed it, because this person needs to access their intuition more. And this mirror of truth is telling me exactly what I've been saying. This person has been presenting such a false front that the only way to grow now is to access the truth, to show the truth, to know what the truth is. Do they know what the truth is? Do they even know what the truth is? Trust your gut. This person has an intuition. They definitely do. This person definitely... Divine intervention in reverse. This person is really not accepting being controlled by an outer force. So you know how sometimes you accept when something happens because it's for your own good? This person doesn't accept it for this person doesn't think so. They think it's for the bad, for the worst, for the worst. Something that's controlling them, nope. They see it as control, not help, not guidance, but control. They see it as being stuck in something, like it's a trap or so, of some kind. But they don't see the blessings in it. They don't see the gifts in it. Energetic alignment in reverse. I'm telling you, they're not aligned right now to you. And that is why you're in separation, because you're not aligned. You have fully surrendered into your inner knowing, and this person hasn't. I created some wooden thingies. So let's see what they say about your person's psyche. Why am I psych? Yes, their psyche is psych. They're psyching themselves out. They're overanalyzing, overthinking, they're so stuck in their attempts to control things that they're completely removed from reality. I'm hearing they're living in some kind of fantasy. And they call it reality. That's the funny thing. They call it reality, like your reality isn't real. Theirs is. But actually, both of you are constructing realities for yourself, like we all do, right? That's called a fantasy. That's not real, because real, it's something objective, something outside of yourself. You can't be objective within yourself because you're subjective inside your own head. The thing about psychology is that it teaches you cannot construct the correct objective thing inside your head because it's tainted by all of your experiences on your prism, your individual prism. Nothing you ever say is objective because you're a subjective being. That's what it is. And I think they refuse to see that. They think they're right and they're correct and they're objective and they're real, but no, those are stories in their heads, you know, like we all do. I'm not saying my stories are more correct than this person. No, actually, my stories are just my stories. And this person's stories are their stories. And your stories are your stories. We all have stories. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad. Sometimes it's not even about good or bad. It's about what it does to us, you know? Yes, exactly. Spirit confirming. High. Like I said, you're so high. They're trying to get higher. They're trying to align better to get to you. They desperately want to be able to reach that height, but they don't think they can. They really want to say something, you guys. They want to give you some new perspective on them because they think you have it wrong about them. Align. They really want to align. They really want to realign to you. My God. Move. They're either moving something, some bold move. These came together. Bold move. They're going to be making a bold move towards you or towards some kind of goal of theirs. Maybe they're making some kind of big career move or big house move or hope. They do have hope for the future. I'm hearing alone, but currently they feel alone. They feel isolated and lonely. But they're fighting. They're a fighter. They're stubborn. And so that stubbornness that helps them resist this whole process, it also helps them, well, continue the process, basically. So they're stubborn enough to fight it, but at the same time, to go with it. It's almost like they're just like this tennis match of, okay, let's go forward, let's pull back. Let's go forward, let's go forward. It's slowing down the process, but it is their process. Travel. They're traveling right now, or they're thinking about traveling. Veil. That's what I'm saying. I'm feeling there's this kind of veil thing over their eyes of their life. So I don't know if it's about how they see you or how they see life, but I think it's about how they see themselves in their own life. It's almost like they're so used to looking through the veil, they don't know what their life would look like without the veil, you know? This is what my life looks like. But that stands in the way of what could my life look like? What could I look like? What could I be if I wasn't this? You know, I think there's fear there. No. They're afraid of change. Stay. They don't want you to go. They want you to stay. Stuck and pick. Yeah. They're stuck in a choice. They are stuck in a choice between their past and their future. They're so stuck. Heal. But they're trying to heal. They want to heal, you guys. They really want to heal. They really want to heal. This person is really focused on healing right now, but is also at the same time resisting because they don't have faith in themselves that they can do it. not like you can. Surrender this to the divine. This person really needs to surrender because you have already surrendered. They need to surrender too. For as long as they hold on to control and ego, they're not going to be able to progress. Finally, I see. They might have had some kind of big breakthrough moment where they see you differently or they see their situation differently. Hopefully that's the case. Pay attention to the red flags. This tells me that they might be ignoring some red flags in their lives, like from people, from the people they gather, from the people around them, and how they're a block to their ascension. I'm hearing. They're really fond of their people. Because this person gives this and this person does that, but what would I be without all these people propping me up? You know what I mean? That kind of thing, that kind of energy. And I think they would be better off. They would be themselves, but they don't know who that is. Puppy love. Puppy love. I think they're just, it's your fault. They might be blaming you for how they feel right now, or blaming the universe, or blaming external forces of the way things are going for them or not going for them. They might be blaming external sources for their own feelings because they refuse to see how they've set up their life that way. And they can set up their life differently any day, but they have to begin the process. And I think they have. They've probably started with physical things, material things, but they haven't reached the truly deep psychological, emotional parts that they keep fighting against and they don't want to face. Don't be too hard on yourself. They're being hard on themselves. They're like, this is not going well. This is too slow. It's not going to work. Blah, blah, blah. You're stupid. Blah, blah. Not good enough. Blah, blah. In their head. But they shouldn't do that because that becomes real. Like that kind of energy attracts more of the energy towards them, and it forces the people in their life to treat them the same way. And that's why you're not aligned, because you would never treat a person that way, right? You accidentally aligned at a point in your life where you both needed to heal and transform, and you did. But this person is resisting, and so you fell out of alignment. Passing the threshold. They need to pass the threshold if they ever want to evolve or to come back with you. There is a threshold. Okay, this is really deep, so I'm gonna get some cards. I was gonna end it here, but I feel like this is really important right now, okay? I feel like Spirit is trying to say something with this threshold, okay? Spirit is trying to say something with the threshold. Yeah, exactly. Two of Pentacles. Again, they're not seeing that in order to pass through the threshold, in order to set up their life better, in order to grow and evolve, they can't hold everything. Everyone's burdens, everyone's expectations, everyone's things, they can't hold everything. They can't juggle. They can't. The only way to pass through the threshold is to drop everything. And I think this person is deathly afraid of that. They're like, I can't drop everything. I can't drop people. I can't drop responsibilities. I can't. Okay, don't. But your life is going to always be that way. Just accept it. Accept your life being that way, or drop some things. You have the choice. That this person has the choice. Like you did. You had to drop a lot of things. It wasn't easy, but you did, and now you're light, you're free, your life is amazing. It's finally looking like it should, but it wasn't easy. You had to drop so many things in people. It wasn't easy. This person just really has to grow up a spine of steel and like do the things. Ace of Swords in reverse. That's also passing through the threshold. As long as they don't accept the truths about them, about their life, as long as they live in false truths, as long as they don't share their most deepest truths, as long as they hold back, as long as they lie, as long as they try to please others, they're never going to be able to. They have to share their truth. Their truth is Six of Pentacles. Something about giving too. They're giving too much to the people who don't deserve it. Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Female energy that is unstable in their life. That's also blocking. And the burdens. Again, this person is very burdened. And in order to pass the threshold and to progress on their journey, they really have to drop a lot of things. If it's people, if it's responsibilities, if it's burdens, if it's Four of Cups, they're unhappy in their life right now. They're unhappy. They're numb. They're apathetic. And they can stay that way, sure. But it's their choice. It's not that the universe made it so. It's not that other people make it so. It's that they made it so. That person chose this life and continues to choose this life every single day, that they don't make a decision, that they don't progress, that they don't drop something. They make this decision every single day, and it's up to them to make a different decision. Five of Pentacles is in reverse. If they want to get out of this victim mentality, this lack mindset, this darkness, they have to face it. They have to face themselves and they have to heal it. They have so much work to do, you guys. This is why Spirit wanted me to go deep into your person's psyche, because there's so much work to be done. I wish this person, all these people, good luck on their journey. And I wish them the happiness they deserve, because they deserve to be happy, just like you do, just like everyone does. But I also wish them that they would be strong enough and brave enough to choose better for themselves. That they wouldn't stay in this apathetic state forever, which is also, they can choose that and that's fine. But I hope they'll choose to be happy. They deserve to be happy. Everyone deserves to be happy, unless they're a murderer or something, you know what I mean? Okay, so I'm a little bit tired after this huge reading, so I'm gonna stop it here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this shed some light. Let me know in the comments if it resonated. Let me know about your person or whatever you wanna tell me. What's their sign, for example? Anyway, and yeah, this transformational process is hard, and you've been through it, so you know how hard it is, but you also know that your person is strong enough to go through it. I know you know. And you have no bad feelings for them, because you know you were also unhealed once. And you made some mistakes too, so that's what they're going through. They have to go through it in order to get to the light. Okay, anyway. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, you know, and I'll see you next time. I love you. Bye.